The dreaded four-letter word, tilt. That's what happened to me today. Here's the result. Lucky to get away with a $39.23 loss, as I was down at one point, realized $420 with one trade on. So had that trade have stopped out, I would have got pretty close to the TST max stop out, which is horrendous given the mode of trading I'm currently using. Now, the reason for that is quite simply frustration. The idea of working towards the funded account with looking at 2 months in a combine and then 2 months in a funded trader prep and then another 2 months to build equity. I'm looking at 6 months of trading before I can even draw a check. And that got the better of me today, and I just said, F it, I'm gonna just push the edge as hard as I could and run the winners. So I lost a hefty 9 trades today out of 11 trades taken. And as you can see on the right here, mark to market, I was actually up $1.25, but down $39.23 after commissions. So that in itself is pretty impressive. I don't know if it's a factor of luck or whatever the case may be, but my 2 wins pretty much covered my 9 losses. And that's a good thing. If it's sustainable, that's definitely a good thing. And as you can see, for example, let's look through each of the charts, but starting with the YM, I took a loss here, long. Then I took a short here, loss, short again, loss. So 3 losses here. Hit this short and held it to 536 for just shy of 5 times my risk as a reward, 4.8 before commissions. As you can see, it bounced right off there. So I got the entry and I got the exit using my technicals and managed to get that, which left me positive on the YM. So it's definitely not luck, because with that much exposure, I suppose it could be luck on one day, but this is habitual. Very rarely will I trade hard into the top step trader $500 drawdown stop and hit it. I've hit it twice in the 3 years that I've been trading. So usually, if your method is worth its salt, and you're diversifying and trading over 3 or 4 markets like I am, you'll usually find that you will at least gain back some of the day's loss, and usually, very rarely will you ever hit the daily stop. That's not to say it can't happen, but it's rare because you're diversified and you're letting your winners run. So that was the case in YM, and if you look at 6A, this was the other one which I nailed. Took 1 trade in 6A down here, got out there, and as you can see, it pulled right back off of that high. So that's a perfect trade, pretty much, from the lows to the highs. Again, not luck, using the technical. 6B, a real mess, just fighting the trend. Short, stopped, missed my short here, took it here, stopped, took another one here. That's stubborn. And then where I got stopped out here is where it just broke up. So anyone who was holding any naked shorts without their stops, that's where they exited on this bar up here for big losses from wherever they got in down here. But I took 3 knife cuts, rather than 1 big fatal blow. And then what else did we have? 6C. Again, stubborn. Long here, bounce, went a bit in favor, stopped out. Long again, stopped out. 1 more long, stopped here, and then it went. So a whole bunch of nothing. 2 winners saved, 2 perfectly executed winners saved the day, and left me with manageable losses. But now I have to think, this is my question. We're now in a different situation financially where we can afford to fund our own account with a few thousand, $3,000, which would give me the ability to trade 3 contracts as I do here, so meaning I wouldn't put 3 contracts into one instrument, 3 across 3 instruments, and have the same drawdown that we have here in Top Step Trader, i.e. 1,500. So with NinjaTrader you need $500 per contract, so 3 lots of 500 is 1,500, plus the drawdown another 1,500 makes 3 grand. We're in a position to do that. My question to my few viewers that I do have is, would you continue and take this longer term approach where you just grind out a combine and grind out a funded trader prep over months, not weeks, and eventually draw some money after putting yourself through trading college, so to speak, and doing 6 months of this before you can look at drawing a few hundred per contract? Or would you go with the easier option but risk your own money and try and do the same thing, do the day's wage as I was doing before without the tilt, and just look for that $500 a month, $600 a month, $1,000 per contract? Would you go with your own money or stay with Top Step Trader? That's my question to you. If you've got any viewpoint on that, I'd appreciate your feedback. And that's it. That's what I'm looking. We're seriously considering going that way now, but I'd like to hear others' opinion just to help inform my own. I think we've kind of half made a decision already, but it'd be interesting to hear what you think. Bear in mind that there are a few factors. Maybe I'll pause the video and write them down. A few factors to consider. So I'll just pause the video for now. Yeah, so here it is. Top Step Trader, the cons. Higher commissions, about 30 cents or thereabouts. It varies depending on the instrument, but some is like 40 odd and some's 30 cents per contract per round trip trade. So that's going to add up to quite a few dollars over time, especially if your plan is to scale up. Professional data fee, this is the big one. $85 per exchange, and I would need 2 exchanges to trade the 4 instruments that I'm currently trading. That means a pretty hefty $170 per month, and that's a big fee to take on, especially when you're trading 1 contract per instrument, because essentially if I have an $170 month on 1 contract, I'm break even after costs. Obviously if I'm on 10, then 1,700 minus 170 leaves me up $1.5 grand, 1,530. So when you're small, this sort of fee is quite prohibitive, so that's something to consider. On the plus side, there's no wire fee, no capital at risk, which is a pretty big one, but less so if you feel that you can manage risk. And there's no performance coach. Now Top Step Trader have stepped up their game and they're offering performance coaches even for combine traders, and ongoing support for funded traders as well. So I have 1 a month as a combine trader, so I can book a 15-minute coaching call, and that should be of some use. And then over here on the personal account, the cons: $40 wire fee regardless of the amount. So again, when you're on 10 contracts, $40 isn't going to mean much if you're drawing out, you know, a $5 grand check or $3 grand or whatever it may be, 10. But with these smaller gains that you're going to get on 1 contract, this is a pretty significant fee. Although if you take out 1 check a month, that's $40 against 170 on the data fee. Your personal capital is at risk. There is no performance coach. On the plus side, the pros, you have lower commissions. You have the non-professional data fee, which there's a huge difference. For the 2 exchanges, I only pay 14 a month as a non-professional as opposed to 170. So again, if you take out 1 wire a month, 40 plus this fee, that's 54 in costs. Whereas over here, you take out 1 wire a month, then you got 170 in costs, plus the added commissions. No news event restriction on the personal account. Top Step Trader asks you to be flat 1 minute before and after certain news events, even if they're not big market movers. So that can be restrictive, because especially for me in 6C, it tends to move at the time of some of those news events that I'm not allowed to trade. And then finally, I'm able, on the personal account, I would be able to trade between 4:10 and 6 o'clock Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time. That's 10 past 10 here in Italy, Central European, to midnight. Not that I'm up or I should be trading at that time, but sometimes you have to cut trade short, such as now it's currently 6 minutes past 10, meaning in the next, now it's coming up to 7 minutes past 10 now. In the next 3 minutes, you have to be flat with Top Step Trader. But if there's a compelling setup and you want to hold it over the 15-minute break between 4:15 and 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, then you would be able to do that on the personal account. So those are the two, the pros and the cons. What do you think? Go with your own account if you have it, 3 grand, and take out a few hundred every few weeks, or stick with Top Step Trader, take 6 months to do it, and then end up taking out the same few hundred minus the professional data fee without any risk to your own money and these extra pros. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye for now.